Carnival Eats.
Look at this thing. And this is one order.
We're gonna devour this.
And those donuts are gonna make me go nuts.
I mean, they're popping right out of this lid.
Juicy and succulent.
The game's about to change. Welcome to Carnival Eats. I'm Noah Cappe. Today, I'm checking out the North Dakota State Fair. But first, we're in Edmonton, Alberta for K-Days. Every July, this event gives a nod to the years of the Klondike Gold Rush. You can pan for gold and enjoy some of the best Carnival Eats on offer.
Found gold!
I found gold!
First up, Steve and his daughter Natalie are passionate about poutine. And they've reinvented the belly-busting Canadian favorite with their hearty breakfast poutine.
People want to eat breakfast all the time.
It's true.
It's morning for lots of people, depending on what you're doing the night before.
Ham, egg, and gravy, throw in some fries and curds, you're golden.
How did you get into poutine?
Being from Montreal in the restaurant business, we did poutine. People pronounce it different ways, poutine, poutine, but it all means the same thing. It means a mixed up thing. You take the fries, you put in. You take the cheese, you put in. You take the gravy, you put in. And when you put them all together, you got your poutine.
Well, how did you come up with this?
It's amazingly how much people like eggs.
Yeah.
It's a very unique dish to have, and we're serving it all day here.
First step is obviously we got to cut some potatoes.
You bet.
Steve uses Kennebec potatoes. Their low starch content makes for a perfect fry. To cook his French fries, Steve double fries them. First, for 3.5 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and then for another 3.5 minutes at 450 degrees Fahrenheit.
So now what that does is it's crisp potato on the outside, and they're like a mashed potato on the inside.
So now we're gonna box these, and then we gotta start making our toppings.
You betcha.
Let's build this thing.
First, we put the cheese.
Cheese curds are a mild-tasting fresh cheese that hasn't been aged or pressed.
So what is in this gravy?
This is a vegetarian-based gravy. That satisfies a lot of our vegetarian people. 2 types of potatoes, turnips, carrots, tomatoes, and celery. We add a little tofu in there as well.
Nice.
That's what gives it the meat taste.
All right, so next we're gonna lay on those pieces
Black Forest ham.
of that beautiful Black Forest ham. We're gonna bring out our fried egg. Ooh, and just like that, you got your breakfast poutine. Oh, those fries are as good as it gets. You got that crispy, golden, crunchy outside. Inside, that warm, fluffy potato. Your cheese curds melted. Look at that, soft. The gravy is just off the charts. And then that Black Forest ham, the combination of the egg, the yolk just kind of soaked in there. This is just good, old-fashioned delicious. Oh, look at that nice cheesy bite.
It's delicious.
I love the gravy.
Fries, perfect. Nice thick cut.
You can't really go wrong with a nice fried egg.
Oh, it's definitely worth it.
Eat that.
You heard it from her. Next, we're about to check out one of the most indulgent desserts I've seen in a while.
Our next vendor combines the iconic taste of the carnival and the sweet nostalgia of summer camp with his s'mores mini donuts.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
They're really good.
How about you eat the marshmallows, I'll eat the donuts. You gotta try. How did you come up with this?
Me and about 6 guys, we threw a bunch of toppings on the table, and s'mores was actually our #1 favorite, and it tasted the best.
So s'mores mini donuts was invented.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. So the first step is to add our mini donut batter. It's made of water, flour, sugar, salt, eggs, and milk powder.
How do we fire this thing up?
All right. Turn this bad boy on.
Ooh!
Goes in there and rolls it through, and the machine does the rest.
This machine can produce over 1,000 mini donuts an hour.
And those donuts are gonna make me go nuts.
All right, so we've got these hot, fresh donuts. What's the next step so that we can top these and feed my face vacuum?
Start by putting 4 donuts at the bottom. Then we grab the chocolate sauce here.
Classic chocolate sauce.
We grab a couple of Grammys there.
AKA graham crackers, for those of you that aren't up with the cool kids.
We're gonna toss the rest of the donuts on there. Chocolate syrup one more time. A couple more Grammys. Spoonful of marshmallows.
It's loaded.
Some more chocolate syrup. Ready to go.
And that is s'mores mini donuts. Oh, yeah. It's a great taste. It's a classic combination. And it all starts with that donut. This beautiful kind of crispy outside, but inside it's soft, it's fresh, it's moist. And then you get into that sauce, which melts when it gets on that hot donut. Got marshmallows, graham crackers, I mean, all the elements are there. Put it all into this cute little package. I like it, I love it. I want some more of it.
They're really good.
Anything with graham crackers is amazing.
Marshmallows and chocolate.
Melting chocolate right now while it's warm hits the palate right away.
She's got a grip on it like nobody right now. I tried to take it 3 times already.
Coming up.
It's all about the fusion stuff.
That was awesome.
You fused it, I ate it. It's a winner. Here at K-Days, they've got some of the best Midway munchies in the West.
Next up, Jason is known for his delicious, ethnically inspired dogs. But it's his Japanese dog that really has folks begging for more.
I saw it on the side of the truck and I thought, what is that? That looks like an interesting hot dog.
It's all about the fusion stuff now, right?
Yeah.
Thought it would be interesting with the nori on it.
We're gonna devour this.
Yeah?
Crazy. Yeah.
You've been doing this for how long?
Over 10 years. We started off with just hot dog carts, and then now we've gone full-blown trailers, travel across the country. Japanese food is huge, so why not put Japanese with a street hot dog cart?
Yeah. Let's dive in. How do we start this thing?
Well, first off, we start off with our 100% Angus beef hot dogs.
We're going in here.
Yep.
Just like that.
Got water in there. We don't deep fry, we boil. It's plumper, it's juicier.
Right. What is our next step?
We're gonna cut onions.
Jason uses Spanish onions. They're mild and great for sauteing.
Finger check.
Good. Make sure all sides are getting nicely caramelized and browned.
All right, so we're bringing these out of that boiling water. We're putting them on our grill.
Absolutely. That's just to sear up the outside, make them a little crisp and brown. So next thing we'll do is grab the bun, delivered to us every day, fresh.
This is where we start
fusioning it.
Fusing.
Absolutely. All right, so next we've got our teriyaki sauce.
Teriyaki sauce is sweet and salty. It's made with soy sauce, ginger, and honey.
Next, we have our Japanese mayo.
Japanese mayo gets a thicker texture and sweeter taste thanks to egg yolks and apple cider vinegar.
All right, next step.
The seaweed. So that's the nori, same stuff as they use for sushi.
What's next?
Let's eat.
Good answer. Oh, God, man. Great blend of flavors because you've got that plump, juicy, frank, those caramelized onions. I mean, those are bang on. But then you start to move into this other world. You taste a little zing from that teriyaki, the creaminess of that Japanese mayo, and then this super interesting crunch with that seaweed on top. You fused it, I ate it. It's a winner.
Amazing.
The grilled onions and the nori, just perfect.
The beef is like really juicy.
That was awesome.
Man, what a day. From poutine to s'mores mini donuts and the Japanese dog. K-Days is a bonanza of the very best in Carnival Eats. Now we're heading across the border to the North Dakota State Fair. Over 300,000 people attend this event, and that's nearly half the entire state's population. These folks want to eat, and so do I. I need to satisfy my sweet tooth, so let's head to Cookies and Cream for a cookie dough split.
A bed of cookie dough. A whole bed.
I figured it was a can't miss.
Make it go big or go home.
Now, from what I understand, one of the reasons that so many of your dishes focus on cookie dough is that you have a recipe that is
150 years old. It was my grandmother's recipe, yes.
Okay, so the first step is, of course, the cookie dough.
Of course, butter.
All right, butter, the entire brick.
Yes, brown sugar, 2 scoops of salt, and a squirt of pure vanilla extract. Time to cream it.
All right. So this is mixing up. When do you know it's ready?
All the butter is mixed. It'll start to stick to the bottom and to the sides. At that point, you know it's ready. You're there. All right, baking soda.
2 scoops.
High gluten flour,
High gluten flour contains 12 to 15% gluten. It gives dough a more complex, chewy structure.
Fire it up.
And I've noticed that there's no eggs in this recipe.
Correct. We don't use eggs, we use applesauce.
To hold it all together.
Yep.
2 scoops of applesauce.
Yep. All right. You're going to put water in this. Not too wet, not too dry. That's it.
That's it.
Last but not least, the semi-sweet chocolate chips.
You're there.
That looks pretty awesome. It's time to start assembling. How many scoops are we doing?
3 scoops.
We're not done.
No. Soft serve ice cream, mixes, cookies, candy, swirls it through the ice cream as it's coming through.
Look at this thing. And this is one order.
Yes. Now you're gonna top it. Caramel in the middle and hot fudge on each end. Whipped cream, sprinkles, cherry. That's it.
Oh, this thing honestly is unbelievable. And then buried in amongst all the classic elements, your ice cream and sprinkles and sauces, is this cookie dough, which is just so sweet and sugary and rich. Those chocolate chips, unreal.
I hit the spot. It's amazing.
I like the fact that there is candy in the ice cream.
Yeah, I like the cookie dough too. It's like I found it now, so I just can't stop.
This is super good.
Coming up,
I mean, they're popping right out of this lid.
Hot stuff!
Up there with the best. It's delicious.
The game's about to change. I'm in North Dakota for the annual state fair, and this place is packed. I got my food passport. Let's go.
meet Berinda. She's the second generation of her family serving up this all-American treat, kettle corn.
Nothing better than kettle corn.
Is this tradition?
Yeah. So I tried a sample and I thought, have to have more.
That's it. How did you get into this? I mean...
My parents started about 20 years ago. They were retired. They wanted to travel and do some vending. Then my siblings and I got into it and just been doing it ever since.
So at any point, am I going to get to use one of these cool Pioneer knives? What's the first step?
Let her go. Let's add our oil. This is vegetable oil, no cholesterol. It's healthy.
Next, corn.
Yep, this is butterfly popcorn.
Butterfly refers to the shape of the popcorn once it's popped. It's known for having better mouthfeel and tenderness.
You got a lot of heat under here. Do you have any idea what temperature this thing gets up to?
500-600 degrees.
All right, it's starting to pop. I mean, they're popping right out of this lid.
You're gonna want to get your sugar.
They're blowing out of there.
And pour it right down in the middle.
We put the sugar in after the kernels start to pop, otherwise it would burn.
So you can slap that shut if you want. So it looks like we're getting close.
Get there. Oh, look at that! You're going off of sound? Is that how you know when it's ready?
Yep. So you wait till you're just barely hearing it, then you'll dump it.
Okay, here it comes.
Let her go, Noah! Hot stuff!
Hot stuff!
We add our salt.
Yeah, we do.
And then I'm gonna let you stir it.
When you've got this much popcorn to stir, you need a giant tool, and this canoe paddle does the job.
So we're mixing this up mostly because we want to stir up all of that salt.
Yep. There you go. You did it.
I'm dying to try
There
this.
you go.
Oh, it's light, it's fluffy, it's hot, fresh, salty, sweetness.
Yep.
Everything you were talking about.
Best of both worlds, sweet and salty.
I mean, the popcorn just kicked up another notch. It's delicious.
Up there with the best. There's a 9.
I like the salty and the sweet together.
Yeah, like a tasting.
It blows movie popcorn right out of the water.
Without a doubt.
Look out, movie theaters. The game's about to change. North Dakota has a strong Native American presence and a long history of European settlement. So when those two worlds combine, you know you're gonna get some pretty unique foods.
Dave's created a burger like no other. Check out the Wild Rice Burger.
I've had wild rice, but not in a burger.
It looks pretty juicy.
That wild rice makes the seasonings and burger pop all together.
7,132. That's how many burgers I've eaten in my life. Have I ever had one with wild rice in it? No. How did this all start?
We started at the Minnesota State Fair. Minnesota's famous for the wild rice. It's the #1 producer in the country. And
really?
They were looking for something different with the wild rice.
So you thought, use something that is local, that you know that you can work with, and thus the wild rice burger was created. How do we make this burger?
I'm gonna have you add cooked wild rice to the beef, which is 80% lean and 20% fat.
Okay. All of it.
You can just dump it right in there. Now you're gonna wanna add the seasoning.
This is a secret, isn't it?
This is a secret, Noah. Get right in there and mix that up.
Oh, how are we looking here? Is this close?
You're good, yeah. I think it's ready to fire. It's a thing of beauty.
You got your onions over here. You can see they're already starting to get that caramelized color. You got a Kaiser sesame seed bun dipped in butter. All right, so our burgers are looking pretty good right now.
We're gonna hit them with the cheese.
Hit them with the cheese. Why provolone?
The wild rice is kind of a subtle taste, and we don't want to overpower it.
Look at that burger. Come on, Dave. Beautiful, big, fresh hand-packed patty. Oh. And I've never had that combination of that smooth, kind of juicy beef from the burger, but that wild rice just kind of gives it a little bit of like a nutty kind of taste. The caramelized onions, that provolone cheese gives you that classic cheeseburger taste that you want, but it doesn't overpower the flavors. I'll never forget this moment, buddy. I'll always remember you as my first wild rice burger.
That is awesome.
Right?
Juicy and succulent.
It's a good combination.
The flavor is phenomenal.
I think I'll get another one.
Coming up.
This is what this puppy was put on the earth to do.
An entire meal.
An entire meal.
It's delicious.
It's a lot of fun.
We're at the North Dakota State Fair. If you want a great potato, you go to Idaho. But at this fair, Idaho comes to you.
Every year I come here to get this item.
Why'd you go with that today?
Well, I mean, how could you not?
You can't see it from here, but that's a potato ring. It says right there, potato champion. So tell me first and foremost how you came up with the Idaho taco.
My husband did some research, and he found out that baked potatoes just about everybody in the country likes.
Of course.
So that would be a good place to start. And then we tasted this, and it was so good that we thought it could stand on its own.
Let's start this process. Why the russet potato? And russet isn't still an Idaho potato?
Yes, because it's a russet, it has a hard outer skin to hold all these toppings. This is what this puppy was put on the earth to do.
All right, so the next step is to put these in the oven.
Yes, 45 minutes, 450 degrees.
So next?
Some ground beef. We've cooked it up, and then you want to put some seasoning on it.
This is like your classic taco seasoning?
Correct.
What's in here?
Chili seasoning, chili pepper, and some onion powder.
Yeah, a little garlic, a little paprika or something's going on in there. Very nice. So we're gonna mix up all that seasoning so that we can bring this over to our prep station.
And you have a potato that's already been baking for 45 minutes.
Which means we don't have to wait. All right, so how do we start building this?
Take your knife and top to bottom. You want to be able to get that potato loose.
Oh, yeah. So we want to score it.
Put on your cheese.
1 ladle of nacho cheese.
A ladle of meat. A good portion of lettuce.
Just chilled iceberg lettuce.
A ladle full of salsa.
What's in here?
Tomatoes, onions, green chilies.
What's next?
Sour cream.
Look at that.
Cheddar cheese.
We're going more cheese.
Yes, there's no such thing as too much cheese. A little scallions. And last but not least, olives and jalapenos.
I'm going deep. I want a little bit of everything in this first bite.
Go for a Hail Mary.
The potato is light, it's fluffy, and then all those toppings, your salsa gives you that little kick with those chilies, the sour cream and the creaminess of that 2 kinds of cheese. This is a lot of fun.
It's delicious.
And then the cheese. I love cheese.
That's the best I can do.
I can't understand a 1 word you say. Well, we made some true prairie favorites today, from wild rice burgers to kettle corn.
What can I say? Great food, great people, and a great time. I'm Noah Cappe. We'll see you next time on Carnival Eats!